What's poppin'? Ready to hear the unfiltered truth? Then don't miss Taboo Talk with DJ Ulrich, the podcast where no topic is off limits. From comedy to true crime, beauty to sports, and everything in between, we say what others won't. Stream it live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. only on YouTube and Facebook. It's bold. It's real. It's Taboo Talk. Follow now and turn your midweek into a mind-blowing mix of laughs, facts, and fire conversation. Taboo Talk is sponsored by Straight Vibes and distributed by Bryden's Guyana.
Hey guys, welcome down to another episode of Taboo Talk. My name is DJ Ulrich, and our podcast is sponsored by Bryden's Guyana, Straight Vibes. And Straight Vibes is located in all supermarket nationwide. And for those persons who have bars and into cocktails, I want to encourage you to try something, challenge yourself. When it comes to Straight Vibes, it's perfect for those cocktails mixes. So just give it a try and comment on my page and let me know. Right? Remember, Straight Vibes is in 4 flavors. And definitely you could get a pungent or sweet cocktail from those Straight Vibes. Today we're covering a very interesting story. I have no other than Joshua. I know you guys might see him all over in Georgetown, but we're gonna get into that. Joshua, welcome to my program.
Thank you for having me, DJ.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Yes. I've been watching your progress. I've been watching this since before COVID, yes. And but my podcast was not up and running as yet. It was in the planning. But you know what they say? Everything you save the best for last, right?
Yes.
So just tell me a bit about yourself.
Well, good day, everyone. My name is Joshua Edward, like you said, and I'm grateful to be here. I am an aspiring lawyer. I came from St. Lucia to Guyana to study at university, because at that time, St. Lucia had no university. Mm-hmm. So everybody has to go abroad to study. I came, and that was my dream, my goal. Didn't have enough finance, didn't know the places I was staying, didn't know the people I were really staying with. Although they were family, I never really met them before, except for one time. I didn't know anything concerning Guyana, and I had 2 Guyanese parents. So everything was new when I came in 2018. But I still came with the goal to become a lawyer. And when the funds ran out, January of 2020, my mom and I started Wendy's Pizza Parlor. That's the pizza business everybody's talking about right now. And that took me through UG. Right now, I'm at law school in England. I got my master's from England already. Nice, I could be a prosecutor right here. That's the prime update. Also, I have 1 more year once I raise the funds pay, travel to England, and that will make me a barrister. Then 6 months in Trinidad, and I could practice here. So that's the update.
That is great. And if it's one thing about my team, when it comes to education, we're very big on education.
Yes.
And we always encourage youths, not only youths, but persons who aspire to be lawyers, doctors, and these things. Just chase your dream and do what you have. But you mentioned something. Yes. You came from St. Lucia.
Yes.
You have family in Guyana.
I have family in
Guyana. But you never met them.
I met them once when I was very young, because my grandmother, passed away. So they came down for like a week or 2, right? And I was very young at that time. I think I was in 5th grade at that time. So when I came to Guyana, that some of them is who would house me, but I didn't know them.
Okay.
I knew my uncle, but
how difficult it was them? How difficult it was for you? Living with them or trying to get used to them at that age?
I experienced culture shock everywhere. And I'm not going to put water in my mouth to say it. Guyana is a very nice place.
Because the reason why I ask you is because coming from St. Lucia, Guyana and St. Lucia share a different culture. And you would have issues adapting. How was that for you?
I had many issues adapting to many different things. When it came to just as simple as the long travel. For me, coming from Grove to the East Bank to UG was long. That is like 3/4 of St. Lucia. I used to get morning sickness, and classes at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock class with a judge, they lock the door if you're out. East Bank traffic. If you reach 6:30 on East Bank traffic, you are locked out of class.
Well, I experienced that in, we have a technical institute, GTI. I experienced that. They're big on time and these things. But you mentioned about you about pizza, selling pizza. where did the inspiration came from? Because at that time, you mentioned you left St. Lucia to come to Guyana. And at what, between that space and time, when did you realize that, you know what, I want to study law and I want to study law? At what time?
Well, it started from very young, as early as like 5 years old. I remember I called my aunt. My aunt called in America, asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, and I told her I want to be a lawyer. That's the earliest memory I have of law.
Okay.
What started the pizza business is that after secondary school in St. Lucia, we did CAPE. And I had a 5-year scholarship for school in St. Lucia. They gave it to a needy child. And I was the one that won it. Now I have to pay for CAPE. And it's not like Guyana in St. Lucia. Again, culture shock. You have to pay, whereas some places in Guyana you don't. So I had to pay. And they were about to kick me out of CAPE, out of class, out of school.
Was this because of funds?
It was because of funds. I wasn't a delinquent child. I'm still not a delinquent
But even though you were performing, you were performing?
Yes, I was.
Okay. But even though you were performing and you were doing great, couldn't that be overlooked to say, well, hey, you know, he's doing good. Let us give him a chance or give him little leisure.
That could be a possibility, but St. Lucia's culture didn't navigate to that at that time.
Okay.
So that was not possible. So that inaugurated the pizza business in St. Lucia. And I'm going somewhere quickly.
Yeah, no problem.
When I graduated, I topped St. Lucia for law.
Nice.
Right? That's in St. Lucia. Got the trophy, a special award for law in St. Lucia. Coming to Guyana now, I said, okay, I don't really want to do pizza again, whatever. But you know, when there's an old saying, when you don't hear, you just feel. Right? So when the pressure hit me,
then you're like,
I am like, whatever means necessary, I am going to do it. Because I almost got kicked out of UG. UG wasn't free at that time.
Okay.
2019, they barred me from writing an exam. When I finally got the money and did that exam, I was half an hour late to 35 minutes late for that exam. I placed third in the class in that course.
That's good.
35 minutes late. I said that should never happen to me again because I'm not a delinquent student. It is simple lack of finance that is doing this to me. When this clicked, I said, you know what, mommy, we are selling pizza. I don't care where I go, who I sell to, but I am going to finish. And that was the driving force. My mom makes the pizza. And I told her, make the pizza. I will get them sold. I don't care to who, to where, to when, to how. Just a little point. Somebody could be walking, passing me for Pizza Hut box. I'll still ask you to buy. No. You pass with Papa John's, I'll still ask you to buy because this is for me to go to school. I have a personal affair. I know where I am going tomorrow. I know who I'm going to help out tomorrow. I know the people people that see the bowl. I was telling them this bowl here is the scholarships of many children inside this bowl. When you see this business expand, that's what I see every time I go out to sell. That's why I don't go back home with pizza.
Let me ask you a question before we get any further. So that experience that you had at university, it give you that drive to say, hey, mom, we're going to sell pizza and get this done. Because I think by now we would have understand, or we should agree that finance play a big role in all these. How difficult it was for you when you started selling pizza on the street? I mean, your intentions was to raise funds to go to school, pay your tuitions and stuff. But like, how difficult it was for you?
It wasn't too difficult because I had some form of experience in St. Lucia. However, what happened is I had to take time. Again, culture shock. I had to take time to understand the land. So the little 1.5 to 2 years that I was in the country, I got some level of understanding, and I just said I didn't see the difficulty. Let me say this. I really did not. There was difficulty. There were times I went out to sell pizza, all the pizza threw away. Some scattered. I had to take it back home.
But did that break you in any way?
It broke me in many ways. But then, like I said, I'm not seeing the difficulty. I'm seeing Dr. Joshua David Edward, barrister law, former attorney at law. That's what I'm seeing. So even if those things had the option or the chance to break me, absolutely not. All right. There were times when people would make unreasonable remarks. Let me say it like that to break my spirit. There are times when people would say things and do things.
What is one of those remarks? In clean version, what is one of the toughest memory being in the streets selling pizza? What is one of the toughest memory you can remember that somebody would say to you that you might be like, "Ah, I feel like just go back to St. Lucia, or I feel like giving up, or you would probably be called, you've had one of those?
Somebody, they didn't tell it to me, but they told it to somebody else to me. I'll give you probably 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, no
They
problem.
told it to somebody else and the person said it to me. A man said, why are we supporting him when he's not a Guyanese?
Mhm.
I said, me, who my heart, blood, soul, sweat, and there are solutions in St. Lucia that are upset at me because of how I talk of Guyana, That my whole life-giving factor, everything is baptized here. The man will make that remark. That almost broke me. Because he's seen it surface that because I wasn't born here,
Guyana,
and
yeah.
both my parents are Guyanese, because I wasn't born here, why should we support him?
Yeah.
And I am seeing the amount of children that I'm going to help out, especially Guyanese children, some people, children and grandchildren. There was another person that they kicked me out of the establishment before they even gave themselves a chance to hear what I had to say. Because I know if they heard that I'm doing it for law school, chances are they
would have said, no, sure, here what? Go ahead and do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
But they did. They were like, get out of here. Literally chased me out of the establishment.
Which brings me to questions.
Yes.
Which brings me to a question. Here it is. So because you came from St. Lucia
Yes.
and you're doing this here to far-day studies, when everything is completed
Yes.
and done, would you be giving back Guyana that time? Would you be representing Guyana?
Of
Or would you be
course.
going back to St. Lucia?
Before I even continue, one of the reasons I went to England is because I, Joshua David Edward, wants to be an international lawyer. I cannot help Guyana only on a local playing field.
Lovely.
I have to be able to help the nation internationally also. That's one of my reasons for going to Guyana. That's why I didn't follow the status quo.
No.
I can only help out so many people from one level.
Yeah.
But I went to England because I know certain things I would be able to advocate for Guyanese on a greater platform. and on a greater level.
It is safe to say that everything that you're doing right now, it is for Guyana.
It is for Guyana. There will be, you never forget where you come from. So St. Lucia will have some benefits.
Yeah.
Also, like I said, because I want to advocate for Guyana, I'll have to keep the England ties. But I'm here. I always tell them another person get the opportunity to go to England. I'll tell them go and stay and work. So I am different.
How is St. Lucia accepting this? Because
yes,
we're big. It's a known fact that social media goes a far way, and I'm pretty much sure that they're seeing you on social media.
Yes.
What are some of those comments you might get from those St. Lucians back home?
Most of the St. Lucians back home, they appreciate what I am doing and they want to see me excel because they know that I don't have to be in the country to help them. And also, the way they view, some of them that is, view the country, there is not enough chance or opportunities for this young man to flourish. So they would tell me, stay here. You could help us from here. There are others that are against it and they don't want it. But then you see, I don't want to say there's a level of selfishness you need to have to think that way.
Okay.
But then when you are against it like that, it's like you want to keep me in a cauldron or in a cage. Whereas I could flourish and then you could be a benefactor of flourishing, of me flourishing, because the support that I would get from Guyana or the establishment I will get here can take St. Lucians and bring them to school and bring them and help out people and establish businesses in St. Lucia. So I'm saying, even if I'm here, it doesn't mean that everything has to end here. You know, I don't have to be constructively present for my impact to be felt. You understand? And that's how I live. I live a life that, hey, even if I'm based in Guyana, the whole world must feel what Guyana is feeling. All right? The positive impact and influence out of my life.
And that is good because I would like to touch base with you again 5 years from now.
No problem.
Like 5 years from now to understand the development of these because this is a real touching story. And I've heard about stories like this, but never had the chance to sit with persons. So actually, you're my first. Let's talk about your mom.
Yes.
Because when I reached out the first time, your mom answered the phone. Very nice. I could have felt the energy through the phone.
Yes.
Like So like most persons I reach out to for interviews, you know, sometimes I get positive response, and I can tell tone of voice, right? I can tell stories from tone of voice.
Yes.
When I heard your mom, she was like so jovial, like, you know, I already felt like this is a yes. So let's talk about your mom for a bit.
Sorry to slow down the pace of this interview. I don't like talking about my mom because when I speak about her, I just want to cry.
You want to cry? So
seriously. We were speaking like probably last week or something.
Mm-hmm.
My mom has been making pizza for 30 years.
301
30
Okay, wow.
years.
Wow.
That's why the name of the business is Wendy's Pizza Parlor.
Okay.
I will never take it away from you.
Yeah.
Okay? Even if I know how to make the pizza, and I do not know how to make it. We know how to make it, okay? But she is the one that sacrificed and labored. My mom, I will give her the greatest credence, highest accolades to her. By all means, anything Joshua Edward becomes in this life, Wendy Edward has a backbone in it.
Yeah.
And I don't apologize for that.
So what time does mom wake up to have this preparation done?
Mom would usually wake up at 4:30 in the morning. It was worse during UG.
Yeah.
UG, she used to have to wake up 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock for 8 o'clock class.
Wow.
Now I'm out on the road. I come out about 10 o'clock. She could wake up 4:30. But yet still, when we finish this podcast, I'm going home to see my mom washing dishes. I've already sold all the pizza for the day, done everything, bought groceries, brought it home, came, have an interview, going back home to see mom is still working. Nobody sees it. I see it. You understand me?
Yeah.
I'm the one that sees it. It's sacrifice on her behalf.
Hey, listen.
She has to get her accolades for that. Okay? I would become a great lawyer, a doctor of the law, do everything.
But
right? Nobody
mommy
sees what
mommy see what mommy is doing. I know you have these pizza in the streets. You know, you sell these things. Do you guys have a plan to have a place of your own, whereas persons can walk in this pizza parlor and have some fun and support?
By all means, we are actually currently looking for a place if we can get an establishment. I mean, Rome wasn't built in one day. Anybody that knows that a place, and we want Wendy's Pizza Parlor to be all over Guyana, all over, all 3 counties, 10 regions, everywhere. Okay? We want it everywhere. I want Wendy's Pizza Parlor international. Actually.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
What makes your pizza different from other person's pizza?
30 years of blood, sweat, and tears, and consistently doing the correct thing. They have people that have said they have traveled all over the world. They have never tasted pizza like this. And remember, I'm bringing one for you, so you
Yeah. You gotta bring it.
Good.
You gotta bring it.
So also we do note that my mom takes so much time in crafting those pizzas. That's why I give her accolade. When somebody tells me the pizza is beautiful and the pizza is nice, I tell them my mom makes it because even if I can't make it, hello. it's you don't understand. I watch it be made and see the masterpiece come out. And then you taste the masterpiece from the beginning to the end, and it's still a masterpiece.
Yeah. And then when all that is finished, you play a role, an important role, to have it sold.
And I am even saying selling it is the easy part because you have a good product. So selling it is the easy part. But if you could give me 2 minutes to speak about my dad.
Sure.
Because my parents were married. Right? My father, growing up in St. Lucia, we were in the home together. My father also did the best that he could. He was a carpenter. And I used to have to study while hearing the saw is running and the plane is on. Okay? And I used to have to help also. All of us as siblings know how to sand, hand sand and belt sand, because daddy would keep us doing those things when he's building cupboards, when he's building different things. So daddy also had a very fundamental role. It's just that in all of that, I saw how debt, as in not death, but finances, owing people
can be very terrible, bro.
Terrible. That's why I'm not looking for loan for my schooling. I am doing it, even if this is the hard way and the tedious way. I know when I come out free, I can help you tomorrow. and close my eyes and help you because I don't have anybody running behind me for finance. And my dad was one that steeled me and made sure I had certain morals and made sure I had certain ethics and etiquette to go along that way. And also church did a major important
Because that was something I was to ask you, but here we're going to do.
Yes.
We're going to take a break
Yes.
and we're going to touch on some more other questions and we'll get into depths. Guys, before we take that break, just want to remind you this podcast is sponsored by Straight Vibes, distributed by Bryden's Guyana. And like I said before, Straight Vibes, located in all supermarket nationwide. And for those persons who have bars and, you know, they like to experiment on cocktails, like I tell you before, I'm challenging you. Head over there, grab yourself some Straight Vibes and come up with some mixes and share your feedback with me on my comment. And also, we're streaming live from Stovetop Restaurant and Bar. Something that I want to say as well. When it comes to Saturday, Stovetop has the best karaoke. For those persons who are watching, those big folks, those young folks who are watching, let me tell you something. I was never a karaoke person. My team was never a karaoke person. None of my friends were karaoke persons. But guess what? When we come to Stovetop and we sit and we hear the guy start singing, trust me, you know what it did to me? It actually had me stuck there all night. You know, so forget about those boring karaoke's. You know, come over to Stovetop. Our Stovetop is located between Cummins and Orange Walk. It's right on Charlotte Street, but it's closer to Cummins. So trust me. Tell me when you're here. Comment on this video and let me know, hey, I was at that karaoke and it was good. Let me tell you, washroom facility up to date, cutters up to date, drinks up to date. Only at Stovetop every Saturday. Trust me, the karaoke is one of the biggest. So we're gonna take a Straight Vibes break. We'll be back.
Somebody else get ice.
What's poppin'? Ready to hear the unfiltered truth? Then don't miss Taboo Talk with DJ Ulrich, the podcast where no topic is off limits. From comedy to true crime, beauty to sports, and everything in between, we say what others won't. Stream it live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. only on YouTube and Facebook. It's bold. It's real. It's Taboo Talk. Follow now and turn your midweek into a mind-blowing mix of laughs, facts, and fire conversation. Taboo Talk is sponsored by Straight Vibes and distributed by Bryden's Guyana.
Who make it wrong? This around and no boring. It make ugly girl look like pretty darling. Straight vibes still a morning. Come for your uncle, somebody should have warned him. When you want to feel real vibes. When you want to feel straight vibes. Somebody else get ice. Make TJ not nice. Overproof of the bad man choice. And I'm strong with the girl them like. Not Smirnoff ice. Them a lick higher, make girl pussy tight. Them a lick higher, make it thugs them hype. Now we no pop pill, we pop buckle all night. Oh, tell everybody, we ready for starting. We charging the shortest. Aye, we are sell down the Who make it wrong? Available nationwide at all leading supermarkets, bars and restaurants. Distributed by Bryden's Guyana, whether on the rocks or in a cocktail. Straight Vibes Drum can be enjoyed by anyone over 18, that is. 4 flavors, 4 moods, 4 legendary hits in a bottle. Unstoppable, electric, ramping sharp, and fever. This is Vibes Cartel. Big up Guyana and Bryden's Guyana. A one Guyana. Don't. Oh, I'm out. Somebody else get ice.
Hey guys, welcome back, and we have Joshua Edwards here in the building. And you know, Joshua have a very interesting story. I know many persons can relate, so we're gonna just touch a bit more on some questions. Joshua, earlier we were speaking about your dad.
Yes.
And what I want to ask you, where is your dad currently in your life right now?
My dad is one of the quiet supporters. Okay, he is still in St. Lucia. Although both my parents are Bobrishians, he's still in St. Lucia. But everything that happens, he ensures that he comes to tell me he's proud of me with all what's going on. He never stops to, you know, dissect or be upset at something that is said or not said. He's always happy about it. He ensures that he tells me keep pushing, keep going forward. All right, what I didn't achieve, that's what my father would say. What I didn't achieve, you have to achieve it. One of the things he would tell me is, you must have the brain of all the other siblings because you're the last one.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah, and I guess it keeps working. It keeps working. So my dad is there, still alive. He is doing what he has to do. I mean, I love him. He's in St. Lucia. I give him great respect.
But given the fact that mom is here working so hard, dad is there, he's working. Do you see everyone coming together and playing a role in this business?
I believe so. My father is a carpenter. He does carpentry work, or joinery work in St. Lucia, anywhere.
Should come to Guyana, man. I mean, Guyana is growing. Guyana is.
I will have to, Daddy.
So, Daddy, I think you should just come and experience a different flavor in the 592. You know?
Exactly. Yes. Everybody does have a pivotal role to play. My entire family and even the extended family, people outside.
I even see your sister here showing support.
Yes, exactly. I don't mind having people help to grow. If I am the only person successful, I have failed in life.
Wow.
I always believe that. Success starts when we prosper, not when Joshua Edward prospers. It starts when the team does well. Okay? And that's why I want Wendy's Pizza Parlor to go public and go international. One of the things I already know, Guyanese are everywhere around the world.
Yeah, whoa.
So if I get Guyanese everywhere to manage or take care of Wendy's Pizza Parlor, faithful people, I am very happy with that. Because I know there will be a list of people whose lives are about to change. Because we have a building KFC taking place here. That is going to be even greater. All right? That will be shipping pizzas around and having establishments, having the franchise about. Everybody should be able to win.
I think the good thing is that the pizza is homemade. It's like, and you know, it's coming from a story.
Yes.
Like a real life story. So when you mentioned earlier about your mom and how she wakes early, I can imagine the sacrifice that she's putting in because, you know, she wants her son to achieve his dream and thing. Speaking about that, what would you say to persons who have an expensive dream, like, and they do not have that support?
Can I look at the camera?
You can look anywhere into the camera and have that done.
No dream is too expensive. Your mindset can overcome every expense. Listen to me now. Your dream may look expensive until you achieve it. It may seem impossible until it is done. So chase after it, run after it. It may cause you to change or modify the kind of character you have because you're building discipline, you're becoming that person that you want to be. However, you become the person and achieve the dream. Because it always looks impossible until somebody gets it done. So you continue on that. Don't let people break you down. There is absolutely no person that is big enough to break me down from becoming a lawyer.
You have an inspiration to being a pastor, by chance?
I am a pastor.
You're a pastor?
Yes.
As I noticed here, I see the public speaking and the demand in the voice.
Oh my God.
But I noticed that you also play a role in church as well.
Yes.
Tell us about that a bit.
Yes, church is, before everything else, there was church. Okay? My sister could tell you, we had a pastor that will drill you, isn't afraid to put you on the pedestal, and likewise isn't afraid to cut you down when you do stupidness. When you disrespect your elders, especially that, he would ensure that you have it left and right. He would chastise you. He believes that your morals and your character is what is going to take you. What he would always tell us is your attitude determines your altitude.
Altitude.
He would tell us altitude. So he was the one that pushed me and drove me. He made sure that we got it. And a lot of us can be a testimony of what he has done in our lives.
So you're a pastor, so
yes.
So how difficult, or is it difficult,
yes,
handling everything, pizza, being a pastor, and these things? Is it difficult?
It is difficult, but the thing is, I have systems of advantage. People that could take care of me. Okay, for example, my siblings here, the ones that are here, they do their part. My mom does her part. So it lessons on what I have to do. Okay? And remember, everything is a growing process. So
for sure.
I thank Jesus so much that I have a wonderful support system. Even those in St. Lucia, they would also be a wonderful support system to me to make sure that I am safe to make sure the decisions I make are decisions that will profit in the future, not decisions that will look good now and will destroy your future. No, they make sure that we're in it for the long haul and you take care of yourself, Joshua, as you go along.
You know, and I think in the church you also have the support as well, right?
Yes, I do have the support both in our church and in other churches. But likewise, I never let law or business take the place of Jesus Christ, the place of God. Absolutely not. Okay? I would shut down the business to spend time with God, knowing that I will get back 10 times the sales tomorrow.
God is the greatest.
Okay? Yeah, I would ensure that God gets his time. Seek ye first the kingdom of God. I would ensure that, and also an encouragement for anybody. Not everybody may be a Christian, but let me tell you, serving God always pays.
Yeah, God is the greatest.
Yes, he is the greatest. So that is it for me.
You know, we've touched on so much things. Something I want to ask you. Being in the streets, like when it rains and stuff, like when is a bad time for business? Like when is a bad time for business?
There is no bad time for business.
Tell me more.
Why I would say that is because when it rains, it's just your perspective, you know. When it rains, people don't have time to go anywhere for food. Bring it to them.
Yeah.
Okay, so while I'm walking and selling, you can't leave to go for food. I'll bring the pizza to you.
You also do delivery?
I do delivery all the time. When we finish this podcast, I have a delivery to do.
Wow.
They're waiting, right? When it rains, there is that. If it's too sunny, pizza again. If it's a holiday, pizza. If it's a Sunday, pizza. I know Sunday is church, but even then, I would still continue with it. I mean, we give time. I want Wendy's Pizza Parlor to be a 24-hour business. All right? So there should be no time that's a bad time for business.
And why I ask that, right? For example, they mentioned when the sun is scorching.
Yes.
Water sells a lot.
Yes.
When it's raining, water don't sell. Water hardly sells. So that's the reason why I asked if there's ever a bad time for business.
And you didn't ask a bad question. I just believe that if there is ever a bad time for business, it means that the business needs to grow and we need to grow. Because that bad time can be your time of advancement. COVID time is when we were overpopular.
Yeah, and that was my next question because you were, like I mentioned, I was following you since COVID.
Yes.
Now, COVID, it was a bit, a bit scary as well.
Yes.
How did you manage through COVID? And that is one. And tell me, your price of pizza from COVID to now, it is $500.
Right now,
from
yes.
19, 20, straight up to 25.
Yes.
Right? So how did you manage to still continue with this price and still surviving?
COVID indeed was a very scary time. But what I would tell you is that, remember, I'm also at school.
Yeah.
So I thank God. It gave me a little blessing because it gave me time. Since classes were online, I wouldn't have to go to class. Because sometimes I'd have to go to class, be at class, then sell the pizza afterwards, come home, collect more. And I'm living Grove on the East Bank.
Yeah.
To go back to a 6 o'clock class and then after classes, then come down and sell out the rest to go home. Right? So COVID came in as a little blessing that classes were online. Sometimes people would see me from the airport in my ass. They don't know I'm at class. Yeah. And I have to be selling pizza because the pizza could get cold.
Yeah.
Some of my classmates, when I first started, I sold to my classmates. They supported me. Even till today, one of my classmates passed, who's already a lawyer, right? But he supported me again today, right? So they understand and they have been very helpful and I always accolade them for that. What I wanted to mention is the pizza has been 500 since when we started. We started January of 2020. Now is August 2025.
Yeah.
It's still 500. Reason being, and I take this time to thank the people that donate to the business.
Yeah.
They are ones that keep that pizza at that same price, okay? And because I'm seeing it getting me to school, even if there's a little delay, but it is able to get me to school with the people that are helping out and sponsoring, I don't have to raise the price. And I do not want to raise the price. It will take a lot out of me to say, oh, this pizza is now $600.
Yeah.
There are people that have told me, boy, this pizza should be $800, up to $800. You had this as 500 when a slab of cheese was 5,700. Now a slab of cheese is 10,000.
But Joshua,
Yes.
with the growth of Guyana, right?
Yes.
With the growth of Guyana, money is here, money is there.
Yes.
With your vision of having Wendy's Pizza Parlor growing
Yeah.
into something where you can provide employment for persons, even if it's 3 years down the line, 5 years down the line, would you still sell for 500?
It depends. I will maybe or may not. Sorry, or may not. It depends. And I'll tell you why. Because we don't know what is going to come in the years to come. I have other expenses and added expenses that will be generated. However, we also do pans. Personal pan, medium, large, jumbo. So I am also looking to sell pans more
Okay.
than slices.
Slices,
Okay, the slices is because I'm out on the road and I'm selling.
Yeah.
But when we have the Wendy's Pizza Parlor, I'm looking to sell pans.
Yeah.
We could also sell slices, yes, but then the main thing would be selling pans. Okay, getting the pizza out there to everyone.
You know-
so maybe not.
You know what was different as well? I noticed you had a saltfish pizza.
Oh, of course.
Tell me about that. That is something that when I look at your TikTok, I was like, saltfish pizza? Like, never had this, you know?
Wendy Edward again. I tell you, I love my mother so much. When we were in St. Lucia, they have their Creole Day. And St. Lucia's national dish is green fig and saltfish. So my mom made a saltfish and smoked herring pizza. And I tell you, sacrifice, with this lady.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
see, took the pizza, the saltfish, and deboned it
Yeah.
until every single bone has been removed, and then put it on the pizza. You could close your eyes and bite it. You wouldn't find a bone to
What
choke you.
was the feedback when persons had that?
They were so shocked, but when they tasted it, obviously because my mother is excellent at her craft, when they tasted it, they loved it. People still ask for it after the Creole Day. Saltfish pizza, smoked herring pizza. They ask for it after because here I haven't gotten the market for like saltfish and tuna fish pizza. It's not a very big thing in Guyana. We haven't marketed it. However, my mom will make you a shark pizza, sir.
Yeah.
And it will taste delicious.
I mean, you should be one of those friends that I should be excited to have a friend like you. Hey, we're going over by Joshua.
Yeah.
Pizza.
Yeah,
Hey, we're going over by
of course.
Joshua. Pizza.
What we're going to try today, my mom, when we did our regime for Wendy's Pizza Parlor, over 150 toppings. I only sell 5. Over 150.
So other than saltfish and the regular chicken and these things, for
Yes.
persons who are vegetarian, what is there for them?
We have a full vegan pizza with no animal products. Not one. My mom, and she used to make it in St. Lucia, and she make it for some people here. You don't have cheese, we have a pizza for you.
Yeah.
Whole wheat flour, pizza for you.
Yeah.
All sorts of things, there is a pizza for you. The vegetarians, most vegetarians just take the plain cheese or the veggie pizza, but for those that don't eat cheese, you can order a vegan pizza. Order a vegan pizza and get it, and it will be delicious. And my mom makes sure she takes time to season
Prepare the
everything, make sure it's prepared to the highest level of excellence.
That is real good. That is real good. With all said and done, with the pizza and stuff, is there any time like you might tell mom, get some rest?
There are times she takes rest.
Okay.
And when she takes rest, we do the pizza. And sometimes, and I apologize for anybody hearing this right now, but sometimes when mommy is taking rest, we do make the pizza. And some people tell me the pizza is so delicious. And I would tell them, my mom makes it. I apologize to you for lying. We made it that day. But then it's the same level of excellence. But mommy took rest. And it's no problem. Because I see it as she has sacrificed 30 years. Me making pizza for one day should not be the reason I tell people, oh, I made it today. For me, that's pride.
Yeah.
I'm trying to short circuit 30 yeyears of sacrifice. I can't do it.
Shout out to mommy.
Yes.
Yeah, mommy's doing a good
Wendy,
job.
mommy,
Yeah.
Wendy.
Joshua, how old are you?
I'm 28.
28.
27.
27. So when would you be 28?
November.
November. All right. Let's just say you're 28, right?
Good, yes.
Given the fact that you're at this age, someone your age has a great mentality. You want to be a lawyer, and you want to complete this journey. Relationship wise, is there any relationship You know, because it's 28. I mean, 28. You know, like 28. Somebody must be there to say, hey, you know what? This I saw Joshua did this, you know. Let's talk about that.
Before I go into relationships, I'll tell you this. It's a little bit more difficult for me because now I know so many people and I meet so many people.
Oh.
Okay? There are some customers that I have that you don't even see on the road. They don't come on the road. Yeah. All right? There are some very beautiful young women that I have, but I am in a relationship, yes. I do have a girlfriend and I love her so much.
But you just mentioned some persons don't come on the road, so this is like you're still exploring, or this is
no. This for me, this is it. If I'm in a relationship, I cut off all exploration. I'm not Dora. Okay. I'm very sorry. I'm not Dora. I cut off all exploration. So this one, I love her. I see that we have a future together. I make sure I spend time with her.
How supportive is she?
She is very supportive. Okay, we are still ironing out our future. Because, I mean, in the present, it may look good, but the future
it's
may be
important.
Yeah, it's very important. And remember, I'm big on the future. Yeah. She is a medical doctor. Wow. She is very good. I mean...
So a medical doctor and a lawyer. Wow.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Please don't make me talk about it.
It's fine.
I'm already becoming another person. Yeah? But she has my best interest at heart. She has my backbone. It's only a matter of time before I publicize it to the whole world. Yeah. But then let's sort out our future first.
Take your time. You know?
And then we can move ahead with it. All right? I'm not letting relationship be a distraction to me. But likewise, and with her, but trust me.
This is it. You know, if you had to describe yourself or your family in one word, what would it be?
Resilient.
Why?
I would call us resilient because we may not have all the discipline in the world. We may not know everything. We may not be the wisest or the smartest people, you know. However, if it comes to the ones that will never give up, that's my family. Resilient from my dad to my mom to my elder sister, my brother, my other sisters, everybody. We are a testimony of resilience. And that's where I get it from. We are the people that you will look to if you want somebody to tell you can do it and also show you and guide you how to do it. That's my family.
Wow.
That's what we would do. And my mom is not the vocal person to speak about it, but actions always speak louder than words.
Yeah.
You would know my mom is a testimony of resilience. I think she did a CXC up to Berbice High School and nothing else after that. Yeah. And she's pushing her children. Look, my eldest sister just came off the cruise ship. 10 years on the cruise ship. Wow. So that shows that our parents did instill in us resilience. Okay? And even being of a Guyanese background in St. Lucia, there were certain levels of resilience we had to have. That's the word, a testimony of resilience. That is my family.
That is super. What I want you to do, Joshua.
Yes.
I want you to look at the camera, right? And I want you to tell persons that is viewing this podcast why they should support you. And I'll give you, within that space, to say something unique about your business.
Okay. To everyone watching Taboo Talk Podcast, I would tell you to support me because the goals that I have are not for me. The goals that I have are for us. Your children and your grandchildren are going to be very grateful because of Wendy's Pizza Parlor and because of Dr. Joshua David Edward. What makes this pizza business unique is not only the fact that we identify with the pain of society, but also we are creating a way of escape. Okay, what is happening to me and me getting out of this is not only for me, it's for many people. Okay, one of the things I want to have is 5 schools. Just as foundation, have 5 different schools that will be going up to university level, degree level. All right, that's another thing. Scholarships around the world. What I actually want to do is to reverse the brain drain in Guyana. If I could tell you a little bit about myself.
Yeah.
To have people come from overseas to Guyana for consultancy. For them to come to us to learn, not we going overseas, but them coming to us for expertise. Not only in the legal field, but also we must have the best engineers. We must have the best doctors. We must have the best lawyers. We must have the best of everything. That they must come to us to consult us for what we carry and what we are capable of doing. That's the utopia of Guyana that I'm thinking about. That's what I want to see, that we can hand over to our children and grandchildren. That is what it is. And Wendy's Pizza Parlor, this is the mindset that rules and governs it. We should not all be down and we should not all be average. Everybody can be great if we look at it from a global perspective.
Pastor. Pastor. So why I ask that question is because you're a person that speaks of it's very motivating to hear you speak, right? It's very, very motivating to hear you speak. That is why I asked that question. And the response that you give is a response that I was expecting. I was really expecting that. So with that said, there are a lot of persons who have different challenges in different businesses, persons who have challenges in finance, going to school, or whatever goals they have. Before I wrap this podcast up, what can you say motivating to those viewers?
To those people that may have challenges in any area of life, in any strata of life, what I would like to say to you, first of all, is to read a lot. I've learned that the challenges you may have, somebody had it before and they overcame it. So if you read, you can also get ideas. The second thing I want them to know is to take action. Reason I'm saying take action is because a lot of us wallow in a mess and still do the same thing. If you change what you do, your outcomes will change. All right? The third thing is to create an atmosphere that forces growth. Okay? At my home, we don't have a complacent or stagnant atmosphere. What we have built at home is an atmosphere that forces people to grow. My sister is there, she could tell you.
Yeah.
When they first came, I enrolled them into some certificate program for them to do something, enroll them into different things. Now I want them to go and do other things to just make them a better individual.
For sure.
So take action, okay? The hardest part is to start anything.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And once you start, sometimes you may end up meeting stumbling blocks along the way. But the stumbling block is just for you to what? Stumble. Not for you to fall and stay on your face. Get up. Listen to Pastor Joshua now. Get up.
Hallelujah.
Jesus says get up.
Yes,
get up and go again. Because the thing is, when you stumble over a stumbling block, you are past it.
Yeah.
You understand me?
Definitely.
So when you have stumbled, you have already passed it, even if you fell. So get up and continue.
Yes, Pastor.
Don't let them stop you. Don't let anybody tell you can't do it. Listen to Pastor Joshua today. Greatness is your portion. Greatness is your measure. Get up and do it.
Thank you very much, guys. So you've heard it from Joshua Edwards. This has been a while. I wanted to reach this guy to hear, and there are so many more questions, and that is the reason why I said to you, in 5 years' time, I want to have a dialogue again with you. Yes. I wanna know the follow-up. I want to know the challenges. I want to know how you overcame it. So in 5 years' time, we'll see each other again, guys. This podcast here is sponsored by Bryden's and Straight Vibes. Straight Vibes is located in all supermarket nationwide. And I want to shout out to the Straight Vibes team over there at BPI. I want to shout out to Conley, shout out to Jamal, Bindia, the entire team. They're showing some great support on this podcast. And this is Taboo Talk. I want to shout out to one of my other sponsors, Stovetop Restaurant and Bar. And Stovetop Restaurant is located between Cummins and Orange Walk on Charlotte, but it's closer to Cummins. You can definitely check them for all their Creole meals and dishes, just the way you may like it, with a touch of love and spices. Until next time, guys, I'll see you on episode 4.
What's poppin'? Ready to hear the unfiltered truth? Then don't miss Taboo Talk with DJ Ulrich, the podcast where no topic is off limits. From comedy to true crime, beauty to sports, and everything in between, we say what others won't. Stream it live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. only on YouTube and Facebook. It's bold. It's real. It's Taboo Talk. Follow now and turn your midweek into a mind-blowing mix of laughs, facts, and fire conversation. Taboo Talk is sponsored by Straight Vibes and distributed by Bryden's Guyana.